Fourever You Part 2, Episode 6, Beside the Sky. To me, Perfect 10 Liners and Fourever You are really great examples of why the Tight 8 really works for some of these types of storytelling. Because there isn't enough time to get lost or to derail a story or to add elements that aren't needed while taking away elements that are. You are confined to this 8 episode arc where you have got to convey as much as possible. And because of how Fourever You is styled, much like Perfect 10 Liners, you also need to weave in some of the other characters and story so that you can prepare for the next arc. And so you get really tight storytelling, and you get to understand the characters a lot better. In episode 6, it's kind of a bridge to episode 7, which I've already watched, so I'm gonna try to do my best not to cross over into episode 7. Also, I did actually watch these with Yoshi and Sarah, so they'll be up on Yoshi's channel. I don't know if it's on his YouTube, but it'll definitely be on his Patreon. Yoshi and Sarah have been watching the whole series. I kind of wanted to do it on my own, but we were recording something else together, so I decided to hop on and watch Fourever You with them as well. I'm not promising the whole series because it is a big investment, and I don't know that I can invest that kind of time. And I need some shows that I just watch by myself that I'm not recording or making content out of. I think that I've thoroughly enjoyed Beside the Sky. I really, really, really love it. But I think what it's been able to do is something that I think the first Fourever You was weak at, is give us an understanding of all of the different characters. The friendship group, we get to see the totality of it. It's not just like little bursts and pieces here and there. North, what is shocking to me is North is a more well-rounded character in this than what we got in his story arc. That's crazy. That's crazy. I love the idea that North, a lot of his spunk and a lot of his like go-getterness is also kind of tied into his friendship with Arthit, and how they've kind of they are like the fighters of their group. They're the ones that are going to keep pushing and making sure things get done, and they will do anything for their friends. In this episode, it was really there were some things that needed to get tied up before we could move into the last 2 episodes, and I think they did a really good job with it. Of course, Pifa already knew what was going on, but he was giving oh my god, what's the character's name? Jesus, what's just my brain just lost it. Lord Foon. So he knows what's going on. He's just trying to give Foon the space to tell him himself, and we do eventually get there. It's very sweet. He's got strength now because he's got a friendship group behind him that is supporting him, and as he opens up more, we see the power of his father kind of being chipped away piece by piece by piece. And so, being able to completely reveal himself to Pifa is the first step in that. What I can say is Beaver in this role. If you want to see somebody who has captured the art of yearning and desire and just unbridled passion, but restrained in a way, like all of these different things he had to portray through this character. His breathing changed, his eyes changed. Like he didn't have to say any line for us to know when the switch was happening or when he was like, I'm very attracted to you right now. Like it was so I really like actors who are really good at physical acting, and I think sometimes people hear that and they think of big broad movement, and I'm talking about the eyes. I mean, the way you breathe is part of the scene, and his breathing was like crazy. His breathing was crazy. I was like, oh my god, I should not be here the way that man was breathing. I like that they started like spending time together, and now the group gets to know what's going on. And, Poon, of course, has to work through some of his fears of being in this relationship, what that means for him, because he really is sacrificing a lot by doing it. I was having a conversation with another creator that seems to be a theme in some of these series where the more quote traditionally masculine character usually is walking in a place of privilege with their masculinity, straight passing, and wealth. And usually the more femme presenting character is, can't hide their sexuality, usually is in a place of poverty. And so the choices they make are will affect them in different ways. And it seems to be in this a trope right now is that these more masculine, straight passing, wealthy characters are not fully tuned in to the sacrifices they're asking their partner to make. They are always so ready to be out. They're always so ready to tell everyone, and all of this other stuff without fully comprehending what that person's life is going to be different than theirs once they're open. So I think that's kind of an interesting through line that I'm seeing and noticing in some of these stories. But thankfully, when they go to see the parents are like, oh, thank goodness, you guys, I'm happy for you. Like, they're happy about it. But they do ask about the sister. And that is another piece that I was really worried about. I almost didn't watch the series. I'm going to be honest with that first episode and him faking being the sister, because I was like, I don't want to watch a whole series of this. But thankfully, that's not at all what it was, and I am so glad we also worked through that piece. And Pifa was smart enough to get that information for himself, because it was weird that he stopped asking. And he didn't ask why Foon wasn't talking about it anymore either, so that made a lot of sense once we found out that he's just done his research. He's been checking in, he's been making sure. And what is happening now is, with every truth told, with every connection made, now Foon has this circle of protection around him. There is no need for dad anymore. Dad's control becomes less and less and less. And he is in a safer space, which allows him to be stronger in the decisions and he's making and the way he's moving. So I just thought it was really beautiful how they progressed through this episode. I think everybody's in that that place where they want to protect Foon from the world. And I like the character. I like that these friend groups have very distinct people, because like Pifa's friend group, they're all very rich, but rich in different ways, from different sources of money, and how they present in the world is very different. So Hill is pretty subdued, but he's not subdued in the way that Pifa is. They're more calm and collected, but in different ways, where Johan and Arthit are more, quick on the dime, more aggressive, but in different ways. Johan's aggression is not the same as Arthit's aggression. So it's really, I like that we're getting the full breadth of these characters, and they've already started setting up Dotak and Arthit's storyline. We're already preparing for that as episodes come to a close. So I really believe that the perfect 10-liner flow is the right kind of flow for these longer series, and so I'm excited for it. But this was a great episode. I really, really, really love this story arc, even though it made me cry for 2 full episodes. That's okay. We're not crying anymore. We're feeling good.